and a battle developed in the street. Shots were fired, and Private William Crossland, one of the black soldiers, died with a bullet in his back.
Not in the back. God. What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets React, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we are back with another American reaction. We're super excited about this video, guys. If you're new to us and we're new to you, make sure you scroll down, hit the red subscribe button, and turn on the post notification bell because we're on the road to 50K. And we cannot get there without you guys, alright? So join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Hi, I'm Mitch Mackey, president of Go for Broke National Education Center. We tell the story of the Japanese-American soldiers of World War II, of their courage, patriotism, and sacrifice as they upheld America's promise. The promise that in our nation, no one is to be judged by the color of their skin, the nation of their origin, or the God whom they choose to worship. As we all know, our nation is currently struggling with a crisis of conscience. Despite the promise of America, not all individuals in our nation have been embraced by the American value of equality. In recognition and support of the black community, Go for Broke National Education Center will be sharing stories of black American soldiers during World War II, of their courage, of their patriotism, and of their sacrifice. They upheld America's promise, and in doing so, provide us today with a moral sense of direction. During World War II, black American servicemen stationed in England were generally welcomed by their British hosts in ways that were completely opposite of the Jim Crow segregationist practices back in America. Black GIs would drink and socialize in mixed company in British pubs, where they were not only allowed to enter, but were warmly welcomed by the locals. Black soldiers saw around them a very different reality from that which they faced at home, a non-segregated society where they were welcomed as fellow fighters against fascism rather than second-class soldiers. The U.S. Army authorities, however, did not condone this equal treatment. 1943, the 1511th Quartermaster Truck Regiment, a segregated black unit, was stationed outside the town of Bamber Bridge. U.S. military authorities demanded that the town's pubs impose racial restrictions. The three village pubs responded with signs that read, "Black troops only." On the evening of June 24th, black troops and white locals were enjoying themselves at the Old Hog Inn. At closing time, white military police arrived and tried to arrest Private Eugene Nunn, a black American soldier, for not wearing the proper uniform. But they were faced with white British soldiers, both male and female, who sided with Nunn and his fellow soldiers.
Okay, now.
The incident escalated into a fist fight, and the military police were beaten back. Later, the MPs returned with reinforcements, and a battle developed in the street. Shots were fired, and Private William Crossland, one of the black soldiers, died with a bullet in his back.
Not in the back. God.
4 other injuries to black American soldiers occurred in a 5-hour confrontation which ended at the Adams Hall Army Camp. The events of that night led to the death of 1 black soldier, significant injuries to several others, and the convictions of 27
Convictions.
black American soldiers, which would later be
It
commuted
better be.
or
Right.
overturned. Events in Bamber Bridge highlighted the vexing paradox of race relations and prejudice at the time. Despite the open armed welcome from British citizens, the U.S. Army uniform provided no protection from the racist attitudes embodied by the U.S. Army authorities. After their service, black soldiers returned stateside with little tolerance for the pervasive and prejudiced
Good.
Jim Crow laws. But they soon discovered once again that their service provided no
None at all.
protection from the discrimination and racial violence that still permeated America. The harsh reality was that some black veterans were to be lynched, a harrowing image of suppression and racial intolerance. The struggle for equality and social justice continues on today. We at Go for Broke National Education Center honor these black American soldiers of World War II who served and sacrificed for our nation, and we continue our commitment to ensuring America's promise.
Okay, first of all, the British people didn't care about the color of their skin. They welcomed them with open arms.
Yeah.
And then when they were told by the authorities to impose the segregation laws or whatever, they said black troops only. What? British people got, I was going to say something, but that's inappropriate.
Yeah.
British people are brave.
Yeah, I just
Say
like the
that.
fact that, you know, there was opening and welcoming, like there was chilling, partying, having a good time. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
wasn't doing nothing wrong. It's just the fact that the hatred was coming out of the other officers for no
Right.
apparent reason, because it was still in that mindset. That's brainwash. If you guys want to know what brainwash look like, when you think that only one side of your lifespan is supposed to work out and the rest isn't.
In a
You
whole
feel
nother
me?
country.
In a whole nother country where people are serving for you and they killing and dying for you. At the end of the day, protecting you. So it's wrong. But at the end of the day, they still had some light in it. Though they still dealt with, you know, getting arrested. Man was shot in the back. That's
Yeah,
terrible.
he died.
Lynching. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, again, man, salute to them brothers, bro, because they did a good justice.
Yeah.
They did a good
Yeah.
justice.
So it's always like, I don't know, I've always been fascinated about the war, especially during the segregation times, because you hear a lot, especially when we watch our history movies that we watch.
A
you
lot
know.
of those.
We always hear things like the soldiers in the movie would say, we're free in other countries, but we always got to come back home and deal with the same racial segregation
That
stuff.
is true, yeah.
You know, so it's like, and then, you know, knowing that my grandfather served in World War II, it's kind of like crazy.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. History is just, it's fascinating, but, you know, oftentimes we'll say, what would we do? What would we have done if we were alive during that time?
Which is a hard pill to swallow, because you can never really
Yeah.
put an estimate on what your actions would have been when you have these type of things that's happening and these type of fears that we don't have to deal with
Right,
till
we
today
don't-
are being placed
yeah.
on these people. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
it's kind of hard to say how you would handle it. You know what I mean? But it's all about I guess how you're built. You know what I mean?
I know. I don't think I would have survived. I'm too vocal.
Yeah, I just think it's like mad difficult, you know what I'm saying, to be a soldier and still have to experience that. You know
You're
what I mean?
fighting for
Because
a
you're
country.
fighting for your country
That you're not even free in.
that you're not even free, and that's a bar by itself.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you're free.
not.
No, you couldn't go where you wanted to
You
go.
couldn't go where you want. Racism was at its excuse me, was at its highest peak. Color signs and all that stuff was still like on the billboards and everything
Yeah.
for restrooms and water fountains. So you still dealing with all of that, and you a
Yeah.
soldier,
Right.
like
Fighting for this country.
At what level of respect were you even given? You know what I'm saying?
None.
To say that you were still dealing with, you know, all the racism. Like, what
Right.
level of respect was there to have?
Right. This made me think of the Houston riots with the soldiers. Oh, that was the Houston riot was like, ugh. Just reading about it in history and just how they
That's only the tip of the iceberg, though, y'all. This is only the tip.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
even a tip.
Yeah, this made me start thinking about all the other, black soldier battles that they had to deal with inside of it's just crazy.
Like how they would put all the black soldiers in the front line first, and then all the white soldiers would be like damn near in the back. So by the time the war is over with, then you have your white soldiers coming and then they go back and celebrate. But y'all didn't sacrifice to have the front line mainly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, to get the whole war dealt with.
Yeah. This is just so much is coming, my people in my head, my little files are like, what about this one? What about this one?
Yeah, I already know.
But I love history. I'm a history buff, so thank you guys for requesting us to react to this video. Yeah. We hope you all enjoyed it. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you would like to support the channel that way. And if you would like to send us some goodies, make sure you check out our description box for our mailing address.
Check that out.
We'll see y'all soon.
Peace.